Today on Earth Focus, entrepreneur Dr. Naveen Jain on how technological innovation can solve today's major global challenges. Coming up on Earth Focus.
I would say that my main message is there is no challenge that's big enough that innovation and entrepreneurship can't solve. We all feel very afraid when we are in a dark alley. And once you have a flashlight and you can essentially illuminate what you're seeing, suddenly the fear goes away and nothing but optimism comes back. So if you look at the amount of technological development that's happening, almost every field, every challenge that you see, that some entrepreneur is going to exploit to solve those problems. And one of the things that I always believe in is that doing well by doing good. And you shouldn't separate the two things. That means create an awesome business that is making a lot of profit and by solving a major problem. So one of the things I think about is you can't really build a $10 billion company by solving a $1 billion problem. You have to go out and find a $100 billion problem. And those problems happen to be the large social problems, such as access to education for billions of people around the world, or affordable access to health care for people around the world who don't have access to health. Or in fact, you can go out and say the clean water. What if somebody can solve the access to clean water for everybody on earth? And if they happen to make $1 billion, would you and I cry? I would say my hat's off to that entrepreneur who does that. My thinking is that you can't have a sustainable planet by simply focused on conservation, because conservation means you use less of what we have. At the end of the day, that's a very short-term thinking, because you can't continue to use less and less. Ultimately, the only way we can create sustainability is to create more of what we need rather than just use less of what we have. So if we, as opposed to telling somebody, can we come up with an agriculture where we use less water because we have shortage of water? What if we can genetically modify the seeds to use salt water that we have plenty of? So we have to always think about how do we solve the problem by creating more of what we need rather than just using less of what we have. You think about healthcare. Most people will think to provide the diagnosis of healthcare, you need the hospitals, you need the doctors. That means now you need to train these doctors, you need to have the schools to have trained these doctors. What if you can have a simple tablet device, a $25 tablet device that comes with the software and the sensors that a village girl can use to diagnose the most common diseases. She may not be able to cure the cancer, but 90% of the time when you go to see a primary care physician, you don't go there for a cancer. You go there because you have a flu, you have a malaria, you have a dengue fever. It's a common disease that you suffer through, and all of those can be solved. So entrepreneurs are the problem solvers. It's not about starting a company that makes an entrepreneur who he is. The entrepreneur is somebody who does something about the problem. They just don't see the problem. They don't just think of a solution. They go out and implement the solutions. So what we need is more of entrepreneurs.
Airwaves, a global channel of uncompromising stories, world news, documentaries, entertainment, and culture. Link TV, connecting you to the world. For more information, visit linktv.org.